Bordick.
Today's special guest on Break It Down with Bordy is Michael Bourn, one of the newest Orioles brought over here by way of trade from Arizona. This guy is a superstar player, two-time Gold Glover, two-time All-Star. He led the National League in stolen bases 3 times, and the Orioles are hoping he might be that impact player that takes them into the postseason. It's so close right now in the division race and the wild card race. So happy to visit with Michael Bourn. How's your time been here so far with the Orioles?
It's been good, man. All the players are treating me well. Coaching staff treating me well. Just getting adjusted to a new clubhouse, and I'm happy to be here.
Okay, so Gold Glove defender, obviously an all-star, but I think the Orioles maybe brought you over here for maybe an impact reason, possibly a stolen base. You've been stealing bases your whole career. Maybe hindered a little bit recently with some injuries, but 13 stolen bases this season. The Orioles have 15 as a team. You could come up with that big impact stolen base. Your thoughts on that, and maybe changing the course of history for the Orioles?
Well, I just, do what they ask me to do, and like you said, they don't run a lot, but one thing they can do is hit the long ball. So I'm able to come over here and try to provide speed in any kind of way they want to. Not just stealing bases, go first or third as well, and I think those are 2 big things to me in baseball that are very key to get your runners in scoring position, especially with the lineup that they have. So I've been pretty successful at stealing bases over my career. I have 13 this year, but I probably played the last 2 months, 2.5 months, a lot. And I just try to take advantage of any situation that comes about. One thing I think about a stolen base that's even more of a threat is stealing the base is just the threat of the other team knowing that you're trying to steal the base. So you can take the attention from the pitcher off the hitter, put it on you. One thing about stealing bases I think that's important is that you try not to force the issue when it's not there. You have to be ready, but I try not to be stupid about it at the same time.
Absolutely. Are there keys for you stealing bases?
Keys just depends on the pitcher, It depends on the pitcher, depends on his pickoff move, depends on a lot of different things, So I try to know my research on the pitcher so I know what I got to do when I get out there.
So how about like just turning and looking at Wayne Kirby, Orioles first base coach, who's a pretty good base stealer in his day as well. You get information from him when you get on base?
Oh yeah, he has the information for me, and we go over it before the game, and we take care of that, and that way I know once I get out there, I already done my homework, and therefore I can go and do my thing when I get there.
How about like catchers? Do you pay attention to that?
I pay attention to all of it. Catchers' arms, how quick they release the ball. If they got a good arm, if they got they don't like throwing as much. I pay attention to it all. I pretty much in the American League, I don't know every catcher as much as I used to. But I know most of them because I played in the American League the last 2.5 years.
Right.
National League this year, I pretty much knew everybody. And I like to try to pay attention to the catcher in between innings. Most of the time they'll show you their arm. Some veterans won't do it, but especially if they're kind of like they're young or kind of still in between being young and a veteran, they will do it. They'll show you what they got, and I just go off of that. I'm real into that. I really envision last year, I got to play against Kansas City a lot, and they put a lot of pressure on the defense with their stolen bases, going first or third. If you watch them, they had Dyson over there. They bring up Gore for the playoff run, Escobar, Kane, and I watched them a lot, and they would put a lot of pressure on us with that stolen base, going first or third, just little things they would do. And, of course, they're World Series champions. They defended World Series champions and been to the World Series the last 2 years. So, I think that's a big key to where I think good teams are able to get that extra base. And therefore, you don't have to hit the long ball all the time. You can get the bloop hit, and they can score the run as well.
Absolutely. Well, the Orioles putting a lot of hopes on Michael Bourn making an impact, a stretch down the postseason run. Guy's had 10 years, 11 years in the major leagues, but there's still a lot of life in those legs.
It sure is.
Look for some big-time stolen bases from Michael Bourn.